We're great honor today to be here at Elements, on the booth at Elements at NAB here 2025. And we get the honor to get Peter.
Yes.
So maybe you can introduce yourself and the company.
Hello, everyone. My name is Danny Peters. I am the Business Development Vice President for the Americas. I'm also very much steeped in the workflows of production and post-production. And at Elements, what we bring to the industry is a media ecosystem that is on a range of storage technologies that we provide or our partners provide, but it's a set of workflow tools, including our media library, which is our media asset management system.
Yes, correct. And so maybe for our audience, something we can say, we know that today we have a lot of things in the cloud, but especially at NAB, the one thing we know is all about large content. It can be 4K, 8K, large video files, large footage, etc., large images.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, most of the people, they don't have the time to upload into the cloud.
Exactly.
So maybe I think that's one of the things you can bring a solution.
Absolutely. When there are larger and larger files, greater bit depth, right? So managing that in a media ecosystem environment is important. So what we do, we provide on-prem storage appliances that can cope with multiple users working at those extremely high frame rates and file sizes. We can also create proxy files for certain workflows and allow the creative applications, editing, color grading, to access those. We can also say give people secure access to proxies via remote access, right? But managing those high-rate files, we have devices for that in a range of different applications. So I don't think people are shooting and putting 8K files in the cloud, but it doesn't impinge the workflow if they can have access to proxies and still do the creative decisions and then link those back to the on-prem storage that we provide.
Yes, for sure. And yesterday we had a nice demonstration and it was super fast. It's a AngularJS web UI. We see a lot of capabilities around metadata, sharing, etc. So more or less, you can manage any type of assets at scale, and wherever finally the files are stored on a Synology, on a Windows server, or even you can populate everything into the cloud.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very good point, file type. So obviously we talk about video files and we talk about audio files, photographs, but any things like, hey, we've got scripts, you've got budgets, you've got Excel spreadsheets, PDF, we can handle all of those on our ecosystem. The key thing, though, is giving people access to the files and the media that they want. So how you apply metadata into this ecosystem from Elements is very important. Some of those can be automatically extracted from the files. In other cases, you can manually tag assets and go through and maybe pre-populate some metadata before the media is actually put into the storage. In other cases, a lot of people are talking about using AI. So I may have some media that has no content-rich metadata, and we can plug into a variety of AI tools to then extract searchable metadata and put that into our map. So there's a variety of ways of how you handle the search capabilities depending what your users want and how that metadata is added to the assets.
For sure. Of course, one of the trends is all about AI. It's all about video. We see also that you have an advanced viewer that you can put some trim, some markup, etc. So can you tell a little bit more about this viewer capability?
Yeah, I think one of the easiest way to access content is in a browser. So that's what we do. It's like, hey, in the browser, you can do that on any of the devices that support an HTML5 browser. So that makes it easy to say lots of people can access it. Given the permissions. Then it's the capabilities you put in the browser. Yes, I can scrub over something and view it. I can play it at different play speeds. I can mark in and out points. I can even do cuts-only multi-layer timeline edits in a browser. And then once I've done that, then maybe I want to share it with people. So being able to share your decision-making process as a secure share link, either for people to download, to comment and view, or to basically just say, hey, I want to be able to say, this is okay, go ahead and proceed. Or maybe to take that edit that you did in your browser and then give it to a bigger editing application like Avid or Resolve or DaVinci.
Yeah, or Adobe Premiere or
Or
Adobe
Premiere,
Suite.
any of that. You could say, I started in a browser in Elements, and now I want to be able to pick this up in Premiere or Resolve or Avid, and then also having an Elements window inside those applications to continue. So it's a nice seamless workflow.
Yeah, for sure. And regarding your vertical markets, can you tell me a little bit more about your customer landscape?
Yes, we are a media and entertainment vendor, right? We supply a media ecosystem and a range of storage technologies primarily for media and entertainment. So our customers are studios, they are post-production companies, production companies, advertising agencies, but also there's a very large corporate media section. So you have some very large corporates who have a media team. They still have to produce a video asset either for internal communications or communications with their client, who have all the same workflow demands as a small TV station or post-production environment. But if you're in studios and post-production and production, advertising or corporate, then you're probably an Elements client.
So one more thing, just as conclusion. So it's 3 tough days at NAB, successful for you. So a lot of people around the booth.
Yes.
So what can you say?
The way we approach NAB, as we do with other trade shows, is to talk to our customers and prospects and book meetings as much as we can beforehand. I would say this year, about 95% of those meetings happened. That is always a good sign. That shows a commitment with the relationship with the industry. And then there have been so many new faces that we've met. Customers walk and said, oh, we've heard of Elements. Can you show us this? So it has been a really successful show for us. We're very happy.
It's, by the way, it's a nice booth. So visit this guy because what they are doing is really great and very awesome.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate you spending time with us.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.